Ever dreamt of owning a private jet? It is the ultimate status symbol until you actually own one. Listen, I've been there, I've flown them, I've bought them, and I'm here to tell you it is not worth it unless you are wealthy enough to throw millions of dollars away. But then again, I am the millionaire minimalist. I just can't do it anymore. And here are the 5 reasons why. Wealthy entrepreneurs like me are sold the dream. The jet life, right? It's the freedom to go anywhere, anytime. There are no lines, no TSA, no anal probes, no delays. You can bring on liquids, firearms. It's just you in the sky. But when I finally had the wealth to afford one, and not just one, but multiple jets, I started realizing the truth, and it took me some time. You don't really own a jet, but the jet definitely owns you. Now listen, this video is not anti-wealth, it is pro-freedom, because the minimalist millionaire lifestyle isn't about being cheap. It's about spending for impact, not ego. Before I bash on jets, let me tell you the dream that I lived, and I'll tell you about my favorite international trip that I took. We had this dream when we were really young that we wanted enough money that we can pull our kids out of public school and essentially give them a custom education. We would bring in our own teacher, and we would give them all of these amazing experiences, and it was time for just one of those experiences. I wanted to take my kids to Ecuador and the Galápagos Islands. So we took our jet, we flew down, and I have to tell you, it's so cool when you get in your car in the morning, you drive 20 minutes to your regional airport, the jet is there, warmed up, ready to go. You literally drive your car right up to the door. The people come out, they grab your bags, they load it in. You're within a minute sitting on your own private jet. They've got snacks and food, whatever you've ordered. And then you take off maybe 15 minutes later and you're in the air, and we're flying down south. And it is true that I made really incredible memories with my kids. Like, this was fun for me. It was fun for them. You know, no one's telling you that you have to wear seatbelts. You know, we were playing musical chairs and playing games. It really is such a powerful expression of joy and freedom and a kind of abundance that you'll never maybe really know until you've actually been in a private jet. Once we got to the Galapagos, we then boarded a private yacht with our own crew that made all of our food and naturalist on board. And for that next week, we basically sailed from island to island, and we got to see all of the amazing creatures that Darwin explored when he got there. We didn't see another human for the entire week that wasn't on our own private ship. And I have to tell you, like, having my own private, master bedroom on the yacht and having these meals made for us and swimming with sea turtles and hanging out with, all the different wildlife that is there, the iguanas, seals that we were just swimming with in their natural habitat, the blue-footed boobies, I just had to say boobies. It was such a crazy experience. And then something kind of crazy happened on the way back. There was a malfunction with one of the seatbelts on our private jet, and somehow it triggered some alarm system that it needed to get cut out. At the end of the trip, flying home, and there our car is pulled up to right where the jet stopped. And half hour later, we were in our beds. Jet setting was such a cool experience for a couple of years. And there's reasons why I got in the game. But I'm here to tell you that after I played that game for a couple of years, it eventually caught up. And today I want to share with you the 5 things that went bad along the way. And it wasn't just my experience. It's what happens to new jet owners. In fact, the entrepreneur that got me my jet had a very, very similar experience. Let me break it down for you. By the way, this video is going to totally contradict many of the thousands of videos that I have posted here because I've changed. I went from rags to riches in my 20s. I lived it up in my 30s. And then in my 40s, I had a life-changing experience that put me back on the other side of the fence. Almost like riches to rags, but by choice. Because as a minimalist, I care far more about being present than the true cost of having things. So let me give it to you straight. Here are the 5 reasons why a private jet is not worth it. And before I go on, like and subscribe. There's someone in your life that needs to hear this video, so share it with them right now. Number 1, hidden costs are insane. Listen, you might think that buying a jet is a big expense. Actually, it's not. It's just the beginning of expenses, right? You've got hangar space, maintenance, crew salaries, insurance, fuel, landing fees. It adds up super fast. According to Conklin and Decker, flying a mid-sized jet like a Citation XLS costs over $1,700 an hour. And that's when nothing goes wrong. I remember once when we had a hydraulic issue on the runway, just that one fix costs more than a brand new car. But when you start flying frequently, you're looking at 6 figures a month in operating costs. Now, most people think that jets are for the ultra rich. Truth is, jets are what make rich people poor, unless you've got the high leverage business model behind it. And even then, it's often not really worth it. Number 2, depreciation is the wealth killer. Jets lose their value fast. Think cars are bad? a jet will make you cry. According to the Aircraft Owners and Pilots Association, a private jet can lose 40 to 50% of its value within the first 5 years. That's not just depreciation, that's capital decay. I watched one of my jets lose $1 million by just sitting still. And I started thinking, what if I had put that same money into real estate, earning my typical 60% annual returns? Or even just an index fund with the S&P, which over the last 50 years has been averaging 10%. And here's the crazy part. Depreciation is why I bought the dang thing in the first place. I literally saved over $1 million in taxes because I got to write off the entire jet in just the first year. It's called Section 179, and it's where you get to write off heavy equipment in the first year. But you can't compound a depreciating toy. Minimalist millionaires don't ask, can I afford this? We ask, what's the best use of capital? And jets, they fail that test. Hey, sorry to pause the video, but this is too important not to share. If you're working 40, 50, 60 hours a week or more, and you're chasing success, and you're still feeling like it's not enough, maybe it's time for a different strategy. Me and my team are offering free financial game plan calls to help you get a break from the grind, stop wasting time on single-digit returns, and start building real passive income through smart real estate investing. I'm basically going to put myself in your shoes and say, what would I do if I were you to get where you want to go quicker so you can also have more time to live the life that you feel called to? Click the link below to book your free call today. Number 3, the time savings are mostly an illusion. There's nothing like the feeling of driving up to your jet on the tarmac at a small regional airport. You have to skip the line, skip TSA. You get to leave whenever you want. That's what they promise you. And sometimes it's true. But behind the scenes, it's a logistics circus. You've got to coordinate the crew. You get to schedule maintenance. You got to clear flight plans with the FAA. You got to check weather. You got to make sure pilots are within hours. And you hope the jet doesn't need a surprise repair. And on top of that, your crew has rules that they need to fly by because they can't fly it for more than a certain period of time. The reason why I got a jet in the first place was because I remember I was going to fly from Salt Lake City to go watch a buddy of mine basically do a bare knuckles fight. And he was going to take world championship. And I had to leave in the morning to get to Atlanta so that I could get down to Mississippi. And then I made it in time just barely for dinner and then the fight. And after the fight, which my buddy did win, I had to go to the hotel. And then the next morning, the flight didn't leave till midday. I got home the next day at night. And I started thinking, man, if I had a private jet, I could have left late in the afternoon, had dinner on the jet, showed up in time for the fight, and then flown home that night and probably would have made it to my bed at 3 in the morning. I would have saved a day or a day and a half. And that's where I got thinking a jet is going to save me on my most valuable asset, time. But I have actually since learned that there are some things that are even more valuable than time. Oh, and by the way, if your plane is parked in another city, you're paying to reposition it. I literally had to wait a couple hours once for a jet to fly to come and get me. Sometimes the time savings were there, but when you're thinking about spending an extra $1 million or $2 million a year by owning a jet, how valuable is your time and is it really that meaningful? Because there often goes the time savings. And listen, I get it. Maybe you're thinking, so Kris, should I just be okay flying commercial, first class? Listen, it's also not perfectly seamless, but just like a private plane or commercial, you show up, you hope your plane takes off when you want. And at the end of the day, flying private might save you some time, but I'm just telling you right now, it's not everything it's cracked up to be. And heck, now I'm a minimalist, so I don't even fly first class most of the time. I'm 6'4", I'm 230 pounds, and for me, it's now about something that's way more important. And I got news for you. Your most precious asset is not your time, it's your presence. The most important person in your life is the one that is in front of you. This is a different kind of currency, and it's one that makes life more worthwhile. It's wait, Kris, you've let go of flying first class? And I'm I've just let go of all of that. To sit in the back of the plane with my kids and interacting, even though I feel like I'm in a bit of a sardine can, I'm always flying with someone. And the reality is the time that I have with them on that flight means more to me than am I getting to my destination faster or is it more efficient? It really comes down to creating connection to the people that you're with. Fourth reason why a private jet might be a bad idea, it's the mental load and the maintenance fatigue. Every new luxury carries weight. And with jets, the financial burden is obvious. But the mental load, it sneaks up on you. You're either managing a miniature airline or you're paying someone else to do it, which by the way, costs a lot of money. The FAA requires routine inspections, training, compliance logs, and it never stops. It goes on and on and on. So even with the team, I was getting texts constantly, Kris, we need your approval for this part. We need to fix this thing. We need to schedule a service. oh, we've got a weather issue, we got to catch a different flight. By the way, when something goes wrong with commercial, we whine and complain, but the reality is they're just going to send you another commercial plane, so you're going to get eventually where you want to go. When you have a private jet, it doesn't work that way. At some point, I really had to ask, is this serving my mission, or is it just stroking my ego? Minimalist millionaires know that complexity kills clarity. The jet became a distraction that kept pulling me out of flow. And the opportunity cost of that bandwidth was massive. Here's the fifth and final reason. It's a status symbol trap for a lot of people. Dude, let's just be real. A jet for many is a flex. It's a polished, turbocharged symbol that screams, I made it. And for a while, yeah, I did really love it. I love the photos and the admiration, the feeling of arrival. And for me, I also genuinely loved the freedom. Even when no one was watching, it was just like, oh my gosh, I can come and go and do as I like. But you know what's crazy? The feeling faded fast. And worse, now I was stuck trying to maintain that image because the jet isn't just a vehicle. It is a message. And once you send it, people expect you to live up to it. Here's the truth. No one who actually matters is impressed. Real players don't care what you fly. They care what you build. Minimalist millionaires don't buy things to be seen. They invest in things that compound, that lead to impact and legacy. The jet, it's a showpiece. It's not a leverage. It's not freedom. And it sure as heck isn't peace of mind. So yeah, I've lived both of these worlds. Like, I had moments where I absolutely loved the jet, and then I had the carrying costs, and I felt like, am I being stupid? Now I'm just wasting money. Am I really that valuable? Private jets sell you a dream of freedom, but more often, unlike for me, they deliver a cage, a very expensive, high-maintenance, ego-fed cage. The Millionaire Minimalist doesn't fall for that. We choose investments that create margin. We choose simplicity over showmanship. And for every $1 million you lose on a jet, there's $1 million that in real estate could have literally made you tens of millions of dollars. I built a system that 2,000 partners around the world enjoy that delivers these unbelievable, sustainable returns. So listen, save your luxury spends, put it towards smart investments, making memories with your family, building legacy, or giving to charity. And today, we live light so that we can move fast, think clearly, and give generously. Thank you for watching today's Millionaire Minimalist video. Crush that like button and please share this with someone who needs to hear it. Be well, my friend.